Thanks. I'm joined now by Democratic Congressman Jim McGovern, who was recently here in Kyiv. He was part of a congressional delegation that just returned. While he was here, he and others met with President Zelensky. So, Congressman, first of all, there's reporting that President Putin might declare this a war on May 9th, 1 week from today. Obviously, it's been a war since they invaded. But does that factor into your concerns about the situation here at all?
Yeah, I am. We all are worried about what President Putin might do next. He can end this war if he wants to, and we all hope and pray that he would do that. I mean, this is his war. Ukraine didn't invade Russia. Russia invaded Ukraine, and Putin has launched a war against the Ukrainian people that is vicious and barbaric. I mean, when we were there on our delegation led by Speaker Pelosi, I mean, we heard the stories of the war crimes, of the targeting of maternity hospitals, of the mass graves that are being uncovered, of these young girls that are being raped in front of their mothers by Russian soldiers, and some being put into human trafficking. I mean, it is horrific, the stories that we have heard from people and NGOs that are also on the ground. But we went on this delegation that Speaker Pelosi put together. We met with President Zelensky to tell him that we stand with the Ukrainian people, that we will do what we can to provide him the weapons, the humanitarian assistance, the economic assistance, to be able to stand his ground and be able to push the Russians back.
Yeah, you met with Zelensky, I understand, for 3 hours, and I know you've described the meeting as intense. Is it clear to you more of what he's looking for from the United States at this point?
Well, first of all, he was grateful to the United States for the support that we have provided him up to this point. He's also grateful to the people of the United States who are, raising money for relief efforts in food, in bake sales on college campuses. I mean, he knows that the American people stand with him and the Ukrainian people. But what he wants and what he needs is more. I mean, look, Russia's army is huge compared to the Ukrainian army. But what he doesn't have in numbers, Zelensky has in spirit and commitment from the Ukrainian people who are doing everything they can to hold on, to push back. I mean, look, a few weeks ago, all the experts said that Russia would roll over Ukraine in a matter of days. That did not happen, and it will not happen. And I believe at the end of the day, Ukraine will prevail. I mean, what Putin is doing is evil. And at the end of the day, I believe that evil will not triumph here, that the Ukrainian people, with the help of the international community, will stand tall and be able to push the Russians back.
Did you get a sense of how efficient the flow of weaponry is currently? I know the U.S. officials say that the majority of the howitzers that have been promised are already in country. Is it clear to you if those weapons have already been brought to bear on the battlefield?
I can't tell you whether they have or not, but the focus of our discussion was not on any complaints about how slow things were, but just the understanding that this may be a long ordeal, and that he needs to be able to count on not just the United States but others to be there, to make sure that he has what he needs to push the Russians back. Look, what Putin is doing is committing war crimes. And I said at a press conference afterwards in Poland that this war, and people need to understand this, is not just a war against the Ukrainian people. It is a war against the most vulnerable in the world. Putin is blocking Ukraine, which is the breadbasket of the world, from getting wheat and maize and sunflower oil to Africa, to the Middle East. He is provoking a hunger crisis, a global hunger crisis, with rising costs in food and energy. Yeah. So Putin doesn't care if he starves the whole world. But people need to understand this is not just about Ukraine. It is about the freedom and independence of other nations. It is about trying to prevent a global food crisis as well.
Yeah, Congressman McGovern, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, and be safe.
Ukrainians worried about